executive coach, psychotherapist, and consultant with a diverse history of working within and later for large corporations and their senior leaders. Lynn is a longtime resident of Puerto Rico and a specialist in its business and social cultures. Additionally, Lynn provides trainings as needed throughout the Caribbean islands or outbound to the U.S. She is contracted with the Army and the Coast Guard, as well as consult with the government agencies as a guest speaker in the metro area throughout the island. You can go to her website also to contact her. Her website is lynnstravecky.com. And here she is up next.
Hi.
Hi, Lynn. Your camera's off.
It's off?
Yeah.
Let me see what I do to get it on. Start video. Here it goes. There.
There you go.
Hi.
Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. This is the time where, mental health is affecting everyone greatly. And
yes, it is.
In a horrible way. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know if I could get on earlier and watch, but I guess I couldn't because I tried.
You could watch through it's live on our Facebook.
Oh, I didn't go there. I was going through the link.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's okay. Yeah. So how's
it? I saw you was on earlier and left.
Yeah, I was peeking. That's okay. I have work to do, so it's all good. So how's it going?
Going well.
Yeah.
Going well.
How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Staying busy. I'm actually a caregiver in my work life, so I am still working.
You are?
Yeah. I am still working, and I'm also working on this. So
you're going to people's homes?
Yeah. Well, I have one patient.
Okay.
I do a personal care assistant for one person. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still working too. I'm blessed. I'm doing something all day long. I'm working on site at Costco once a week, and that's been a blessing. And I am working online too. So, yay.
So what do you do at Costco exactly?
Well, I'm the on-site psychologist, so I have an office, and it's very sterile and clean and 6 feet distance, and they can come in and talk to me about what's going on, as well as I go around the floor and I check in with everybody, make sure they're okay. I mean, these people at Costco, they're humble people, but they have a lot of issues. They're lower income, and they're living with mom and grandmom and who's sick and babies, and they have a lot of personal issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they've had me on since Maria. When Maria happened, I was there at 2 locations for 3 months. And then I went for the earthquake, and then they called me back. Only 1 location called me this time because they're afraid to bring me to the other locations.
Okay. Well, that's good. You keep the workers.
Yeah, they're like my family. I know them so long now, so they know me, they have confidence. And I told them I could see them online. I'm doing online therapy sessions. So
that's good to know.
I'm doing a lot.
Share that information, please.
I'm going to, yeah. Because a lot of people too have insurance where they have something called EAP, Employees Assistance Program. And then they don't pay me anything. It's free.
Okay.
And it's through their work. So I'm going to talk about that.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you start.
Okay.
I will be muting and turning off my camera and let you have the floor.
Okay.
Are you like working with a computer and stuff? Do you know how to share the content or?
I have here share screen if I need to.
You know how to share the screen if you need to?
I haven't done it yet. Let me see. Share screen. Updates.
It's right on the bottom. It says share
Yeah, I'm
screen.
clicking on it, but where does it show you that you can go to your home page, your desktop?
It should be the first thing, the first one. It should be there already.
It says screen, whiteboard, iPhone.
The screen. Share the screen board. Yeah, I see your Zoom.
Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, because this is one of the ones that I made up. Okay, this one. Do you see that?
Here we go. Yep, I can see that.
Okay,
Perfect.
that's one of the ones. I have two documents, but that's one of them. So I should leave that up?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I mean, if you want to, if not, then that's okay.
Yeah, and I have another one. So that's good. You just taught me something.
I just want to make sure you're all set as far as technology.
Let me see about the other one. That's Corona. That one. Corona 2. Okay, this is the one. All right. All right.
All right, I'll leave you to it. Thank you again for doing this.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And anyone, just sorry. Anyone watching, please, if you have questions, feel free to comment on the Facebook. Lynn doesn't see it, but I see it because I'm watching it live on my phone. So please feel free to ask questions. All right.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. My name is Lynn Stravecky. I am a psychotherapist, a holistic psychotherapist, and a guest speaker. Also, I'm a sacred healer, which means I do energy healing work. And I've been doing this for many, many years. I've been on the island about 22 years now. They call me a Gringo Rican. I love what I do. I have a private practice, and I'm very honored to be asked to speak and share on a topic that I have a lot of passion about, and that's mental health. That's what I do for a living. One of the things, I do many things, but I want to talk today a little bit about what I see in my private practice. I'm still attending patients online, by the way. I'm doing it through video or phone, whichever clients are more comfortable with. And of course, you know, you're seeing what's happening on the news and reading things. And so I want to talk a little bit how to manage your mental health during this time or any time, because this is not going to be the last crisis type thing we have. This one is the world, but that you may have in your life. So, you know, minding your mental health during the coronavirus outbreak is the first topic I have here on my document. And infectious diseases outbreaks like corona, COVID-19, of course, they can be very worrying, right? And it can affect your mental health, which it is for everyone. But there's many things you can do to mind your mental health during times like this. I like to always talk too about how powerful the mind is. You know, the mind is the largest organ in the body other than your gluteus. And it is the most misused as well. Most people have no idea what I call feeding the beast. They really are not aware of what they're putting in their mind on a daily basis to attract what they want or to feel how they want. They may say certain things or train their brain certain ways, and then they check out and then wonder, how did that happen? And as a healer and as a person that knows all too well the power of intention, and I do things like mantras, you know, retraining the brain. I work with the Army, the Coast Guard, the Navy, PTSD, depression, panic attacks, and I work with all my patients holistically through teaching them how to reboot their brain. And through mantras, which would be something like, you know, I'm safe and protected. I'm safe. I am safe and protected. And none of my patients are on medication. And I tell everybody I'm not a medical doctor, but the way that I work and what I teach you and how I empower you, you do not need medication. I mean, in some cases you do. And if you do, you take it. I never tell anybody to go on meds or go off medication. But my technique, and most people do not want to be on medication, which really is only a Band-Aid, because in the end, you still have your mind, right? You still have your mind. So you either are going to have a meltdown, or you're going to tell yourself, you know what, I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm calm. And you may not feel it, but you repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And eventually, guess what? You know, the mind starts and the body follows. It's like these hundreds of little people in the body going, what'd she say today? Oh, she said we're calm. Okay, everybody be calm. It's the way I kind of figure it. I like humor. So you got somebody up there giving the order and the rest of the body complies. And the most dangerous thing that we can do to the mind is to have stress. Why? Well, stress affects every organ in your body. It affects the amount of acid that you produce, right? And, you know, we have acid in the stomach to for our food, breaking down our food and our digestion. But if we have continued stress and we're not managing that through breathing techniques, yoga, exercise, or having enough water, or drinking pH balanced water, which I'm going to talk about later and give you my recipe, which I'm drinking now. You're going to learn, if you don't learn techniques to help your body be well, you're going to get sick, because the body's like a volcano. If you keep stuffing with anger or anxiety, or, thinking about the what if, anxiety comes from illusion. Illusion is the future. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. So I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is what I'm doing right here, right now, how I'm feeling, what I'm putting in the brain, what I'm saying. So if you're not careful, that's what people say, oh, well, I got sick because my mother had cancer. No, you got sick because of your lifestyle, the way you think. If you have enough acid in your system, cancer needs a petri dish of acid to grow. So that's how strong I'm going to be about minding your anxiety and how you manage your stress level. So on this document, if you look, I've got how it might affect your health. The spread of coronavirus, of course, it's a new challenging event that we're all going through. And some of you might be worrying more than others. Medical, scientific, and public health experts, of course, they're working very hard to contain the virus and do what they can. This is new for them too. So try to remember this when you feel worried. So most people's lives will change in some way over a period of days, weeks, or months, but in time it will pass. So you can experience some of these things that I've listed here: increased anxiety, feeling stressed, excessively, the OCD behavior, excessively checking for symptoms, or going online maybe, and oh my God, I might have this, and looking at yourself or looking at others. You might even become irritable more easily, feeling insecure and unsettled, and fearing the normal aches and pains that might be the virus. I don't know. Having trouble sleeping, feeling helpless or lack of control, and having irrational thoughts. And if you're taking any prescription medications, make sure, of course, that you have enough. So I was thinking of a thought before I move down. Okay, so before I went down to that list, I wanted to just mention that this also, for me, as a behavioralist and a healer, even though this is a traumatic time, I think that it's a very, very powerful time, because it's going to make or break you, and see who you are as a person. Who will you become? And taking this time, I mean, I've done it too. I'm a creature of habit. I really am. And I've had to do a lot of things different. I even work differently now. I'm working online. Instead of going to the gym, I'm doing a video on TV. Are you being creative, or are you in a ball in the corner eating and drinking and watching CNN? You have a choice. Are you doing something that's helping your mental health, or are you doing something that's hurting your mental health? I'm watching a lot, not a lot, but I'm watching here and there, this new TikTok thing, because that's the thing everybody's doing. They're bored at home, but it is a way to connect. And the amount of energy and time that's put into overeating, drinking, screaming, being out of control, being bored, it's very sad. I can't watch it too long because that's not how I live. So before I end today, I'm going to be giving you some techniques along with my drink concoction to manage your pH balance, and hopefully you'll implement them in your life. Take this time so that when it's over, you say, who am I? Am I the same person? Did I change? Did I make changes, for the better? Hopefully this will pass. And who are you going to be when it does pass? Right? So also keeping a realistic perspective on the situation based on facts is important. And here's some way that you can do this. There's some guidelines you can go online to young people's mental health during the coronavirus pandemic, older people's mental health during the coronavirus pandemic. You can put that in Google and you can read about that. Stay informed, but please set limits for news and social media. If I watch 10 minutes, that's a lot. I just kind of want to boop, boop, see what's happening. Okay, yeah. But what they're not showing is the people that are recovering. And there are many, many, many people. I know people that are recovering, that get it, and they have some symptoms, they stay home, and they survive. So these kinds of things are not being shown as much as the deaths, because that's what the media's job is, of course. Their job is to get you, to pull you in. So read up-to-date factual information, but don't spend too much time on it. And keep your healthy routine, please. Or find a new one. Find a fun one. Find a hobby. Clean a closet. Repaint your house. Take time to organize a drawer. You're home all day. So this is the time that you can really get creative with being at home. So I have some exercise, some examples here. Exercise regularly. I implemented a 30-minute power walk around my community. I'm blessed that I can walk around my urbanization, and I do that every morning. And I encourage you to do it because that helps the serotonin in the brain. And actually, the serotonin, we've got the left and right frontal lobe, right? And if you go to, I call it Eastern medicine and Western medicine. I'm Eastern, where I'm more holistic and natural. Western medicine will give you, listen to your symptoms, give you a diagnosis, give you a pill, or operate, or so on. Blah, blah, blah. And sometimes that is necessary. I'm not saying that that's bad and you should never do it. And in Eastern medicine, we look at the symptoms and we see how we can implement life-changing things into your routine to change. And that could be breathing techniques, exercise, what you eat. Are you putting a lot of sugar? Sugar is the most toxic thing you can, put in your body. And it's also highly addictive. When this ends, are you going to be a sugar addict and an alcoholic and have the quarantine 15? Or are you going to come out a different person and say, hey, you know what, this was my little private retreat there, and that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm getting time I'm beefing up my guided meditations and doing some yoga and exercise and, being more creative that way. So make sure you're sleeping too, healthy diet, of course, and avoid excess of alcohol because alcohol is a depressant. And what I was saying before about the serotonin in the brain, exercise can balance that serotonin. So if you go to usually a Western medicine doctor's, he'll say, oh, you've got depression, boom, let's get you to a psychiatrist and get you on some medication. And what that medication does for depression is simply balances your serotonin. Okay, your serotonin's balanced and you will feel better. You still have your brain and your brain still thinks like a depressed person. So you need, someone, a therapist or someone that's going to work with you like a coach, that's what I consider myself sometimes, a coach, to help you and encourage you to think differently and to do things differently. Because depression is like a black hole, you know, and it can suck you right in. And you can throw a pill on it, but you still have that mind thought that wants to go in that little black hole, because it becomes your friend after a while, even though you hate it. It's like a bad friend. You want to go in that hole, you know? So, and over time, the doctors don't tell you this, these certain medications will affect your organs, your kidneys, your liver, and so on, and cause impotence and sexual dysfunctions and so on. And you shouldn't be on them for years and years and years, but some people are. But there are other ways if you choose to, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that. And I'm going to share little things as we go today, but there are other ways to manage that serotonin when it's off, and even anxiety. I have a high amount of clients, especially right now, that are having panic attacks and anxiety, and I'm working with them privately or in groups, and through different breathings and remedies that I tell you to take, different essential oils you can also use, and how you can start managing that brain, because a panic attack, you know, does not come from coronavirus, let's say, or you know, what's going on around you. Panic attack comes from you giving the order, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't breathe. Oh my God, I'm stressed out, I'm stressed out. And it's kind of like, if I take your head and I put it underwater, what are you going to do? You're going to go, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Yes, I'm going to die. And maybe you will die if you stay under there long enough. But that's the same kind of effect that happens when people that have consistent anxiety, they're not breathing properly. And if you're not getting enough, you know, blood and oxygen to the brain and your heart and lungs, you know, over time, you know, it's going to take that la última gotita, you know, the last drop that's going to cause you to just, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. That's it. Can't breathe. And you will. And that's because there's not enough oxygen and blood going to the heart and the lungs or the brain, and they're not very happy. So they are giving the message to you, oh my God, I can't breathe. But I have a technique for that, a breathing technique. It's called square breathing. And everyone that works with me does it. Most of my clients that come in, they tell me, I do not want to be on medication, because I never tell anybody, go on, go off. I say, it's up to you. This is what I do. These are your choices. But most of mine come to me that either want to get off of medication they've been on for years, or they want to know another way to manage what's happening with their panic attacks or their anxiety or their depression. Because if you're on medication for years and you're still depressed, there's something wrong there. That shouldn't happen. That means you shouldn't be depressed if you're on medication for 6-7 years, which I've seen people. So breathing techniques they do a number of things. One of the ones that I use is, I tell people, is to breathe in very deep through the nose and then exhale like that. Like you run up 1,000 stairs and you get to the top and you go, oh God. So what that does is it allows all that built up stress in your body where the acid is starting to form and the constriction is happening, and it allows it to go in and go out. So you breathe in very deep. You can do it with a sound. You can do it over your mouth if you're around people. You can turn your head if you're with a client, just, quietly. There's many ways you can implement that breathing technique, and it works. And I taught my kids that years ago when they were small, and I've caught them doing it from time to time, because once you teach yourself something, then you automatically start doing it, you see? You don't even have to be giving the order anymore, and that would be a go-to. So that's one technique that I'd like you to think about, when you're feeling overwhelmed. Just take a moment, because that keeps you right here. You can't be in the future, which is an illusion. You can't be in the past, which is gone. It keeps you right here. It helps you to retrain yourself to be right here, okay? And the other technique, since I'm on this, I'll teach it. It's called square breathing. And this is actually documented. You can find information about this, that it actually does work on the serotonin in the brain, and it does work. And it does so many beautiful things. First of all, it puts oxygen and blood to the brain. and the heart and lungs. And it helps you to retrain your brain, because I'll show you that in a minute, because when you're holding your breath, I'm going to give you what I call mantras to say. That's just a saying, like it's easy for me to relax is a mantra. And then you're going to exhale through the mouth like this. So you're going to breathe in deep. You're going to hold it for 4 seconds. And while you're holding it, I'm going to say something to you to say in your brain, and you're going to exhale through the mouth. You're going to do that 4 times. It's called square breathing, like a square. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, 4 times. So if you want, play along. I'm just going to do one. It only takes a few, 18 seconds. So close your eyes, drop your shoulders, relax your head, relax your neck. Focus on clearing your mind. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. And listen to my voice. And we're going to begin. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep, 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 deep. Breathing in, hold it. And in your mind, repeat, it's easy for me to relax. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Good. Deep breath in again. Deep, 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 deep. Opening the heart and lungs with love and light. Hold it. In your mind, I am safe and protected. Exhale through the mouth. Deep breath in again. Deep, opening the heart with love and light. There's only love in my life. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Last breath. Breathe in deep, 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 deep. Opening the heart and lungs. Prosperity comes to me from everywhere. Exhale slowly. Good. Put a little music on the background. I don't know if you heard it. But basically, that's what one of the methods that I teach. It's called square breathing. And you should, even if you do it correctly, you'd have a little buzz. I call that an oxygen buzz. I used to be a runner, but maybe runners will know this. When they run and maybe 10 minutes in or so, they'll say, oh, I got a little runner high. It's because you're going, you're putting blood and oxygen over and over and over to the brain. So if you do that 4 square correctly, you should be a little lightheaded and have a little oxygen buzz. and it does work, okay? So you take that time to retrain your brain to what it is you want, not what you don't want. You see, I don't want to get sick. So I don't spend time thinking about getting sick. Could it happen? Maybe. I'm human. But I don't want it to happen. So I don't think about it happening. I don't want to have a foreclosure on my home. Could it happen? Maybe. But I focus on prosperity. That's one of my mantras that I gave you. I use that mantra every day. Prosperity comes to me from everywhere. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Prosperity comes to me from everywhere. That could be a new email. That could be a phone call. That could be a person you bump into that says, hey, you want to work doing this? Or you get a check in the mail. Prosperity comes in many, many forms. So I'm very aware of what the mind does as a behavioralist and a healer. So I'm extremely vigilant about what I'm putting into the brain. Now, I'm not 100%. I'm not, a robot. I'm a human. So I have my moments, but they don't last long because I know how this works. Everything in my life so far has been done, through my focus and my intentions. I'm here 22 years on the island. I'm a gringa. I don't speak 100% fluent Spanish, but my mantra has always been those that I can help will find me. They'll find me. And they do. And that is the way I work. not on, oh my God, how am I going to work? No, how am I going to speak? I can't speak Spanish 100%. I don't focus on what I don't want. So what I'm trying to tell you is focus on what you do want. So if you're fearful, then you do the mantra, I am safe and protected. Guess how you're going to feel? Boom. Guess how you're going to act? Boom. Safe and protected. So it's a win-win. You can either keep doing behavior that hurts you, and we already discussed the danger of that and acid and buildup and anxiety, or you try something different. This is a time that, you stretch, get uncomfortable. I'm really uncomfortable with everything I'm doing. And this is the first time I'm doing this, as a matter of fact. I mean, I do videos one-on-one with my patients, but this is the first time. I'm very happy that I was asked, and I was excited to do it, but it was a little uncomfortable, fear of the unknown, I guess you could say. But then I turned it around. I said, how exciting. Let's see how I'll do. Let's see what happens with this. And here I am. I can't see any of y'all, but I'm here and I'm stretching and I'm uncomfortable, but I'm doing something different. So I hope that those 2 exercises that I gave you, you'll implement them and they will help you. They will. Be very mindful of what you're putting your attention on. Either you feel safe and protected or you're not. Either you're healthy and strong or you're not. I choose healthy and strong every day. When I'm power walking, I'm healthy and strong. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. So moving along on what I have on here, I have some information about during times of stress, friends and families can be a good source of support. I've given you a couple techniques. It's also important to keep in touch with them and people in your life. And, thank God for social media and Zoom and FaceTime. You don't have to be isolated, or you have your family and start a game online, maybe Scrabble or something you can do that you can all connect with Zoom, and you can do that game every night. I've heard of some families doing that, and that's fun. Families are coming together again. They're eating together. They're talking. They're being creative together. They're doing maybe exercise together. So there are many great things that are coming out of this quarantine if you choose, okay? So I listed some of the ways that you can connect, which everybody knows, and try, please, to anticipate distress and support each other, right? It's understandable, of course, that you're going to feel a little bit vulnerable and overwhelmed, reading or hearing news about the outbreak, but you have to also put in perspective and remember that they are posting things to grab your attention and to make it, wow, the wow factor, which is the worst of the worst. So just acknowledge these feelings and remind yourself and others to kind of look after your physical, mental health. And if you smoke or drink, try to avoid doing this.